that frame of mind where you start thinking about things like that, and then it's like, oh, this might be real. Is this real? I can't do it, man. All right, welcome back to the Snail Gang Podcast. This is Ep.3. Hope everyone had a great Christmas, great New Year's. It's been a couple weeks for us, but we are finally back. We're excited to be back. Today we're going to be pretty quick because we got a couple things going on. Michigan's playing Washington tonight, and we only got about a half hour, so we want to get this podcast done. But we also want to, get the new year started on the right track. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with some New Year's resolutions because even though we're a couple days into the new year already, it's definitely not too late to have some goals. And we're going to start with some of our goals for this podcast specifically. So, Virg, you got some for us?
Yeah, man. I know that, me and Drew, I had, just texted Drew on the side and we discussed about, we discussed what we wanted out of 2024, just dealing with this podcast. We talked about, what it looks like in terms of what we consider to be successful, not necessarily other people. And just asked him to write down 5 things. And, he asked me to write down 5 things and then kind of have, I guess a vision board of sorts of goals for 2024 for the podcast. So, yeah, first one, I'll just, wrap them off. 1,000 subscribers for us would be great by the end of this year. I think we're sitting at 17-ish range. So, working our way up there, but yeah, 1,000 would be great. Dealing with a brand deal, something that we care about, something that, we are interested in. That would be, huge for us moving forward. And then, just for me on my end of the podcast stuff, a better understanding of, video editing and what that looks like, making our videos, as good as possible, for you guys who are watching and listening, to us kind of rant, for, whatever it may be. And then, always want this, but, one of our clips to go viral. That'd be huge. We'd love that. We put in hard work doing this and to kind of see that'd be great. And then I just said, on our end, getting to the point where once or twice a month we can, film in person, whether that be, me coming up there, because I'm obviously from Michigan, so have family that live up there, and kind of do this for you guys and kind of, see what that would look like on our end as well. But yeah, those are my 5. And then Drew, you can go ahead and do yours.
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously a lot of mine are going to be very similar to Virgil's. Because the big thing was why we started this. Obviously, to have a lot of fun and hopefully, create a community of people that, enjoy watching these and can have some fun on their own. But also a lot of that too is, finding a way for Virgil and I to hopefully, make some money at the end of the day, doing this too. And some ways to do that we found is with YouTube. If you have a certain amount of subscribers, if you can find some brand deals, and obviously those feel like long shots in a lot of ways, but they're so exciting at the same time to maybe hit some of those. So yeah, a lot of mine are kind of the same kind of things. One of my goals specifically for the amount of podcasts would be to 40 for the year. That wouldn't be quite one every week, but that would give us a little bit of leeway, but almost, one a week, would be a good goal for us. And then I want to be able to put out shorts and TikToks, every week, whether that be 2 or 3, or, if we can put out a couple more, depending on what kind of stuff we have throughout the podcast. I also want to have a couple good segments. I feel like right now we kind of jump around a little bit, and I think for us to have a couple like segments that we can go to every week that you guys can depend on and enjoy and like look forward to, that'd be really cool. And then yeah, same kind of thing with ads. I listed a couple that I think would be cool, like Hostage Tape, Aura, and I don't know how to say it, Awala, but that's like my favorite like wellness brands, I guess. Like I have my Aura ring, My Awala water bottle, and Hasu's tape is something that it's like mouth tape that I wear to sleep. Like just different wellness things that
Yeah.
I feel like would be cool because they kind of coincide with what we talk about a little bit. Then obviously like 1,000 subs, like you said, find a way to monetize, whether that be through YouTube, TikTok, or I know a lot of different, what is it, Patreon? I think a lot of podcasts do as well.
Yeah.
Finding creative ways to, bring content to you guys in ways that, we can continue building on.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's more about, I mean, we started this to have a conversation for us to kind of check in with each other once a week, but it wouldn't hurt anybody for us to make for us to make some money. Okay,
I mean,
let's.
they're saying the 10th biggest podcast in the nation. I mean,
That's what
you
I'm
would
saying.
think at some point that would bring some money in, but I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know if
10th
that's I don't think
biggest.
that's
We didn't
selfish.
say it. No, somebody in the comments was going, "Oh, they're the panda poppies." I don't know where
Yeah,
you guys got that from. We love
it's
it, by the way.
ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah,
Don't keep it going.
but
I mean, you if you
yeah,
want to, you could keep it going in the comments,
exactly,
but you certainly
exactly,
don't
and,
have
and
to.
that's what we're saying. I don't know who commented. It was some weirdo. I don't know, but keep it going. Keep it going. But yeah, and I forgot. I added some more too for
Yeah.
our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, obviously I want to be as consistent as possible.
Yeah.
So that way we can get better for you guys. And then also, I know me and Drew are talking about this, and this is kind of how we, kind of became, friends is, fashion. So I want to come out with some gear as well, some
Mm,
merch for you guys.
that'd be
Drew and
sweet.
I are both, not to toot our own horns, but I think we have a pretty good sense of style, and are pretty knowledgeable on that. So I think we can come up with some good stuff. But like I said, and like you said, this is stuff that we're just looking forward to. I feel like you got to be,
Yeah.
loud and proud about your dreams and kind of what you want to do. Um, and that's kind of what we're doing here, putting it out there. So, we're held accountable and kind of have an idea of where we want to go, next steps moving forward. But yeah, I mean, you want to get into your personal ones now too. I mean, anything you thought of, personally that you want to do. I know I got a little list of things I want to do as well.
Yeah. Do you want to go first for me?
Yeah, I can do that. So one thing I really want to get better about this year is getting better about just saving money.
Mm,
Not spending money on stuff I don't need. Um, and just kind of being better about having some extra stuff in my pocket each month. And then also to go along with that, I have a certain goal in my head that I'm not going to say out loud, that I want to obtain by the end of the year. So kind of looking forward to seeing how close I get to that, if not surpassing it. And then at least 2 trips this year,
mm,
whether that be with the old lady or by myself.
yeah.
Traveling is something I've always loved. And then better eating habits as well. I live down here in Texas. You can get some good food everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to get better about I used to be ripped. I'm not huge. I'm not a big guy, but I used to be ripped, and I'm not anymore. So I wanna
It's the
find
good
a,
old
a
days.
nice you know balance so I can get ripped again. And
Hmm.
then kind of being more active. I work from home, so I don't ever have to leave, but I want to be lifting, 3 or 4 times a week, and then playing basketball, 2 or 3 times a week to kind of stay active, kind of stay in shape.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, those are my 2024 personal goals.
You have some people that you play with down there?
Yeah, I play like at my just rec center throughout the week, and then on weekends there's like this big group chat of guys I met down here, and they'll pick a park like indoor rec facility, and we'll
Yeah.
go play like 20 guys. Pretty competitive stuff. They're big dudes, so it's
Mm.
pretty fun to do that and play some ball. I love
Oh
it.
yeah. Dude, I miss it so much. I mean, I've talked to Brent, I've talked to Noah about it. Even Nick, Nick.
Yeah,
He actually hoops a lot. So I've been wanting to get into it more consistently. I just haven't. I mean, I'm out here, Port Huron too, so I'm not really that close to any of them. It's like an hour and a half drive, so
Yeah.
there's no real good in between. But as far as the lifting, I found a huge difference with just like how close it was to home. Like I used to go to a gym that was like 10 minutes away, and I just never went. I didn't find the time. We recently switched to this place that's 30 seconds away. It's not as nice, but I'll go 3, 4 times a week just because it's right there. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
I didn't realize how much the proximity would help. That's certainly a big
That's
thing.
what they say. That's what they
Yeah,
say. Like half the battle is just getting there. Like you'll lift. Like I don't
yeah,
mind lifting. It's like, do I really want to get up, like get my bag packed, get my water bottle, get in the car, drive, like
yeah,
sit in traffic for a little bit, then go there, and then like it's the all the extra stuff in the middle that takes a
yeah.
toll.
Gosh, a home gym would be great.
I was just thinking about that.
It'd
If
be
I
so
had a
sweet.
nice little home gym, I'd be lifting all the time.
It'd be
I'd be
easy.
fucking
Yeah.
ripped.
Be dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd be a threat.
um, oh yeah. So I mean, a lot of mine are actually pretty similar to that. I mean, I'm sure we have different, as far as specific financial goals. Um, we line up a little bit differently there, just for as far as like what we're saving for. But
Yeah.
um, but I agree, like travel too. Like I hadn't really done much travel. I'd always really wanted to. But like for my honeymoon last year, I absolutely loved it. So like Maddie and I have been talking about, how we're going to plan for that going forward. And she had an idea to
Mm-hmm.
do, I don't, she may have seen it somewhere, but she had an idea to do, one in-state trip. So whether that's just, somewhere else in Michigan that's somewhat nearby, somewhat affordable, just do a weekend or something that's out of state. Like last year, we went to Nashville. I love Nashville. And then something that's out of the country. And then every year you at least do those three things. And that's, at least you're building up over time. Because I think a lot of people think like,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do that, next year, or we're going to go out, we're going to do an international trip this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they always kind of push it off. And it's so easy to if you don't set those, specific goals. So we're trying
Exactly.
to hold ourselves to that. And I think it's good. I'm excited for that. Um, the other things, I didn't write down a whole lot else. Um, I outside of like also like my personal TikTok stuff, is I want to be more consistent with that too, because I found I kind of hit a rut with
Yeah.
it, um, and I think it's because I felt a little pigeonholed into just the style stuff, and it's been harder for me to get into it recently, and we may have talked about that already, but um,
Yeah, we
I
did.
want to I want to find a way to be a little bit more consistent posting, whether that be just personal stuff about the house or finances or whatever it is. I just like to post more often, just because I enjoy
Yeah.
doing it, and I just got to hold myself accountable to that. And definitely the eating thing, man. That one's tough, but
Bro, especially because, like, you just don't realize how active you used to be. Like,
yep,
when I think back, like, we would just burn 1,200 calories, like, in
oh
one, and it
wow,
wouldn't mean anything. Like, I could eat whatever I wanted because it didn't
yeah,
matter at the end of the day. But, like,
yeah,
now I don't nearly burn that many calories. And I'm like, Jesus, like, I need to find a new avenue. But that's definitely the goal is like more health, more wealth, come 2024.
mm,
And just making sure I'm not gonna be perfect, but I want to be like 95, 90%, like, and kind of stay on top of what I can,
yeah.
do and what I can't control. But yeah, man. Um, yeah, it's good, man. I love that new year coming out strong with the podcast. Like we said, guys, we're really gonna try to be more consistent with this. I mean, we weren't not consistent before. It's just we had Christmas and all the other like all the good stuff that comes with New Year's and stuff
Holidays,
like that.
yeah.
So we definitely want to keep on doing this and coming out with video and be better each time. But no, 100%, man. And oh yeah,
I
oh,
actually
you
got a
know
quick
what?
question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
This isn't for you specifically. This is for our our listeners.
Walk
We
talk,
kind of
of
talked
course,
about
of
some of
course.
our goals, some of our team goals, and also some of our personal goals. and I feel like we'd like to hear some of yours. Is it a start
100%.
of a it's a start of a new journey for you? Do you have new things that you're trying to accomplish this year, or if you've already on a journey, you're already building up to something? What's the next step for you? You know,
Mm.
because we're all snails, you know. So
Mm.
we wanna hear, where you're at in your journey, whether it's just the start or you're on to the next step. We want to hear where you're at. So we're excited to hear, and maybe we'll include that in the walk talk for next week.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd
That'd be sweet.
love
That'd be
that.
cool.
A little walk talk next week where we just
Yeah.
go over what everybody had said. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you. Okay, so we weren't going to do this before, but I think we got a little extra time, so we're going to do this now, and then we'll do
Okay.
the Would You Rather.
Okay.
Fun fact of the day. I put this on an episode, or I put this. So Hangman, right?
Okay.
I was. It sounds crazy when you just think about it, but
Yeah.
I was looking at this TikTok of this guy. His name's Tony. I'm gonna butcher it. It's Tony something. So he's Italian, or he's super funny. He does like funny videos, and I think he's hilarious. And he was talking about this foreign exchange student and how they come to America, and like the first game they might play is like Hangman. And he's like, if you think about it from like an outside perspective, that's a crazy game to be playing with kids, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I started thinking about it. I'm like, that actually is nuts. Like, why are we sitting there guessing letters and hanging them? Like, I didn't think, you don't think about it when you're in it, but like, then I did. And I was like, oh, that's actually insane.
We did
So
that
I
in
would like started
elementary
doing,
school.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
I
so
was doing that in
weird.
first grade. I was doing that as a kid. That's nuts. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, um, you know, that's actually true. Like, what's like, how did this come about? Like, how did we, start playing Hangman? So it originates back to like early times, and they called it the right of life or something like that. Um, or words of life or something like that. I have it written down somewhere. I just don't have the notes. So pardon me if I'm butchering it, but it's called like the right of life. So what they would do is they'd have five stools, right? Or they'd have a stool and have five peg legs on it. And you'd have to guess a word correctly, and they'd like let you guess the letters, for it. And every letter you get wrong, they'd knock a peg like off of the stool, and like you'd only get the five tries. And then if you got the like all of them wrong, you'd, we can't say it, but you
Yeah.
would, So, yeah, fun fact of the episode. That's what I want to start doing too. Fun facts, and that
Yeah.
was number one. Is
It's a strong start.
how it got originated. Maybe I'll do something a little less dense next time, but that's number one. So yeah, that's how we started playing that game, and then eventually people were like, "Oh, this is cool. We should start teaching kids this as like a fun game that we play." Um, so yeah, I mean that's nuts, and I thought it was crazy, and I want other people to know that.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for that.
this is you're welcome. This is this week's Would You Rather. Okay, Drew,
All
it's
right.
a little dense as well. I'll be
Okay.
honest, but I saw this on Reddit. Reddit's a dangerous place, by the way. Great app though. But I saw this on Reddit, and they were talking about, and I thought about you because I was at your wedding and I heard Maddie and your vows. And you guys were both talking about being parents down the road. And I was like, huh. So this is a would you rather. So it goes, would you rather be in never be in a relationship, right? Can't have a wife, can't have a kid, like can't have any kids. You're just alone forever. Or would you rather have a family, a wife, but one day your wife comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to be in an open relationship," and you have to be okay with it? Those are your two options. I know what I'm gonna say,
I don't
but
like
I was
either of those
very
options.
interested in what you would say. What'd you say?
I don't like either of those options.
No, they're not fun. But I started thinking, let me tell you, what I'll say, and then maybe that'll give you a sense of direction.
I
Okay?
think I know where I'm at. I don't like it, but I think
Okay.
I know where I'm at.
Okay.
And
Tell me then.
I I think I'm gonna have to take the latter. I feel like as humans we need relationships and you need
Hmm.
family. So I feel like even though that would be awful, I would still prefer that. Because you're saying the first option, you don't have any relationship ever, or you're just saying like you don't get
You
married.
you. Hmm.
You know what I mean?
So would if I was saying you could have a girlfriend, would that change your mind? Because my mind is made up and I'm firm.
On the first.
No, no, yes. Because listen, Drew, let's role play here for a second, okay? Okay. Your wife, she has a job, right?
Yeah.
She works, and you're well aware of she's in an open relationship, right? And she comes back, she's doing the dishes, she's washing, a plate, and she just does this little smile. She goes, the first thing that's running through my mind is, who is he? I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fall to my knees, Drew,
Who
and
is
I'm
he?
gonna go, please. I'm gonna go, please stop. You're breaking me. I couldn't be in an open relationship, Drew. I'd cry every night. I'd cry every night.
It wouldn't
So
be
I
fun.
know exactly where I want to be, and I'm just gonna have to take one for the team and be lonely forever.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
Drew,
if you can have a girlfriend, that's not that lonely. So I feel like that's a bit of a cop out. I feel like you have to either decide on nothing or
or everything.
and everyone.
Drew, I'm just saying right now, I would lose my mind. I couldn't do it. My head wanders too much. I know. I know I couldn't do it. Um, this is gonna be one we're gonna have to leave to the audience because you guys tell us what you would what
It
you would
is
do in
kind of
that
funny that we're
situation.
torn on this because I do think that it. I mean, obviously it'd be awful, but I still feel like I'd prioritize a relationship over absolutely nothing. But I do
I'd
see what
cry
you're
every
saying.
night. I'd
I
cry
might
every
too,
night, Drew.
but
I couldn't do it. I'm telling you right now. I I drop everything. Let me put another scenario, right? She's coming in. I get a whiff of cologne. I just got done grilling some
no.
steaks. I got the pan, and I drop the pan. I fall to my knees. I fall to my knees and I go,
Who
oh,
is he?
"You need to stop." I go, "You need to stop. Your children, they need a father figure in their life. I'm crying every night. They can hear me. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't see my kids watching me cry every night,
No.
begging,
You're just
crawled
bawling
up.
like they can hear you
I'm-
through the walls. Like it's not even like a whimper, it's just
and now we're at the point where we don't even sleep in the same bed anymore because I
no, you
cry and
can't.
keep her up all night. She
Yeah.
can't get a good night's sleep, Drew. She can't get a good night's sleep. So my kids, they hear me. They hear me bawling my eyes out. My oldest, he pops the door open. He goes, "Dad." Drew, I peek my head up from behind the bed and I go, "Yes, son." He goes, "What's going on?" I go, "Oh, nothing. I was looking for something underneath the bed." He goes, have you been crying in here?" I go, "Oh, I heard that too." I heard that too. I wonder what's going on.
Something's weird's happening. I don't
I
know.
go, this is getting insane out here. We might have to move. The neighborhood's getting a little weird. I couldn't do it, Drew.
He said,
I
I heard
couldn't
that
live that
too.
life.
Oh my gosh. I actually
But
have a follow up to that because I heard someone ask this question the other day.
okay.
They're like, if you had to get cheated on, would you rather the person be better looking than you or uglier than you? And that's a tough one too.
My mind wouldn't let me do either. My mom would. I'm telling you right
You
now,
have to
Drew. I can't
choose.
live in that world. Uglier, better looking. If okay, think about this. If he's uglier than me, I'm always thinking like, what is it? Because it's not looks. So it's like your personality sucks. And that might be harder to grasp. Like, I feel like I could be like, okay,
At least you
he's
could
better looking than me. That
rationalize.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's
If it's
better
a
looking than
famous
that.
dude,
If
is
you're,
good looking or something, like obviously it would still hurt, but I feel like it would be
yeah.
easier to rationalize, you know?
If you're telling me he's uglier than me,
No.
and my personality just sucks, and like you're hey, I just can't have a good time with you anymore. Like, you just don't make me laugh. That would break me. Like, I could understand, like, I'm not the best looking man, but you can't tell me I'm not funny. You did it out of spite. You did it out of spite, and you wanted to hurt me. You did it out of spite, and you wanted to hurt me, and I don't like you. That's what I would tell her.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I'm so hurt right now. I don't listen.
Dude, I hate getting into that frame of mind where you start thinking about things like that, and then it's like, oh, this might be real. Is this real? I can't do
it. I'm telling you right now, no. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. Why can't we just be happy? I'd fall to my knees. I'd say, what's wrong with me?
What do you need from me?
I'm telling you, ladies, if you're in the comments right now, I'm a weak man. My girlfriend knows this. I'm weak. I can't have that kind of stuff going on in my life, okay? I can't have that kind of stuff going on in my life. Oh, man. That was a good. We're gonna wrap it there, though.
Oh yeah.
We got a football game to catch, folks.
Oh shoot! Yeah,
it starts.
Yeah,
in a couple minutes.
You a Michigan fan?
No, I'm a Spartan dog. But
yeah, I knew that. You're a Spartan dog through and through.
I'm torn right now because I want Michigan to win, but I also am a hater and I don't want to see people happy. So
that's where I'm kind of.
I'm a little torn right now.
I'm not necessarily a Spartan dog. I kind of grew up a Michigan fan, but I want to root for them because everyone around me is rooting for them.
That's yeah.
I also feel like they're so guilty of this cheating scandal that I almost am like rooting against them in a weird way. I feel weird even.
And I like Washington. Like, I like
Washington's sweet. Penix is sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're a good football team. So it's like if they win, like whatever. I can say I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
If they lose, it like I'm not hurt either way, and I'm not happy either way.
Yeah.
So
I just want a good.
I guess
game,
I have no
that
doubts in
Michigan
this fight.
game was incredible. Yeah. So if we get another classic like that,
that was a good football game.
It was.
That was a good football game.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying for like Michigan sports. I mean, if you got Michigan, if they win the national championship today, and then the Lions get their first playoff win in 30 years,
forever,
in the same week, that'd be quite a week for Michigan sports. But it could go very south.
We had to give up something. Yeah. You can't be we deserve. Let's just say this: we deserve this. The Pistons suck. The Pistons suck, and the Red Wings are on the up and up. So whatever. And we don't know anything about the Tigers quite yet, but we do know that we have in Michigan. We have the potential right now to have a very good week.
Yeah,
we have the potential right now to have a very good week. And we'll talk about this more next episode. Thank you, guys. Follow, subscribe. We love you. It's been the Snail Gang. A little short one, but some people are saying for the top 10 podcasts in the world, this might be some of their best work. They're coming into the new year hot. So we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Love you guys.